Chapter 3: The Science of Electronics. Conductors. Metallic conductors have free electrons within the metallic structure that can move under the influence of an electric field. Electrolytes are water solutions that conduct electricity because of the formation of ions. An ion is an atom or a group of atoms that have gained or lost one or more electrons. Conductors. Gases can conduct when an electric field strips the electrons from the atoms. The aurora is an example of conduction in a fully ionized gas called a plasma. Semiconductors are materials like silicon that have 4 electrons in the outer shell. Impurities are added to change the electrical properties of silicon. An N-type impurity, such as a phosphorus, has 5 electrons in its outer shell. A P-type impurity, such as boron, has only 3 electrons in its outer shell. This is the basis for forming N and P-type regions in a silicon crystal. Diodes and transistors are formed from regions of N and P materials within a silicon or other semiconductor crystals. Diodes are semiconductors that allow current to flow in only one direction. Transistors are semiconductors that have the ability to amplify a signal. A DC source is steady. Notice the circuit has the 3 elements of all circuits: a voltage source, a complete path, and a load. Here the load is the light bulb. Notice the graph, it's a straight line. The AC source has a varying voltage. It also has the same 3 elements: voltage source, complete path, and a load. Notice the graph this time goes up to a maximum peak and then goes down to a negative maximum peak. It's an alternating voltage and current. Sinusoidal waves. Important parameters are frequency and period. Frequency is the number of cycles in 1 second. In this case, it is 5 Hertz, because there are 5 cycles in 1 second. 1 cycle is from the beginning of going up to the next point of going up. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Important parameters are frequency and period. Period is the time for 1 cycle. In this case, it's 0.02 seconds. So if it takes 1 second for 5 cycles, 1 cycle takes 0.2 seconds. Another important parameter for sinusoidal waves is RMS voltage. This is a way of specifying an AC voltage that is equivalent in heating power to a DC voltage. We'll talk about that more in other chapters. Batteries convert chemical energy into electrical energy. An oxidation-reduction reaction occurs in which electrons are transferred through the external circuit to the cathode terminal of the battery. Resistance is the opposition to current and is measured in ohms. Resistors are components designed to have a specific amount of resistance. The amount of resistance is usually given by the color code. The 4-band resistors. The first band is the first digit, the second band is the second digit, the third band is the multiplier or the number of zeros, and the 4th band is the tolerance. Determine the color code value for each resistor. On the very first one we have red, blue, red, and gold. So red is a 2, blue is a 7, so the first digit is 2, the second digit is 7, and red again means 2, or you would add 2 zeros, which would be 2700, which comes out to 2.7K, and it's plus or minus 5%. 680K, so we have a light blue, green, and yellow. So you have 680K, and then 91 ohms and 36K. Wires also have resistance. Usually it is small and can be ignored, but in some situation it is important to consider. The equation for wire resistance is equal to the resistivity times the length divided by the area. A DMM can make basic electrical measurements, voltage resistant current. Some digital multimeters can make other measurements as well. And here are some terms. You can read through those, and then you can take the quiz.